Welcome you here today for a public forum that's really all about how we can come together and improve math education for all of our children in Washington State. Our role here today is really to provide information to you, and information that you can take back to your schools and your classes and advocate for your students. If there's any teachers here, are there any teachers? Thanks for coming. That's great. I'm really glad that you came. Your oversight and your direction touches dozens, if not hundreds, if not countless students.
Hundreds. We don't have class sizes.
Eventually, you get up to the hundreds, and you can make a lot of difference as a teacher. And I'm hoping that the information that we provide will really help you take some of the newer research and trends and advances in math back to your classrooms, back to your schools. So I'm sorry to do this, but before we get started, everybody says that you should always start a presentation with a joke. So there aren't very many jokes about math. Oh, well, no, there are actually. So here's a quick one. So there's really only three kinds of people. There's those who know how to do math, and there's those who don't. Wait. Okay. So getting down to business, you see the event outline on the screen. It's quite simplistic. We really have some informational presentations that we want to share with you that we hope will be really helpful. We're going to do that for about 1 hour. We have a half-hour scheduled for question and answer for our panelists. You'll see they're really excited to be here. And they are here. They're among you right now. And then we've got a full hour after that for either overrun, more questions and answers, informal discussion, checking out things at the curriculum table. Many of you I see have the fancy handouts, and we're going to cover math issues at a rather shallow depth. There's so much to talk about. We could talk for days, and I don't think you want that because, well, it's going to be late by the time we finish. So there's a lot of information on these. I'd welcome you to refer to them. If we'll have these sheets and more posted on the Where's the Math website at www.where'sthemath. We should have PDF versions up there tomorrow. So if there's any of these hyperlinks or any of this information that you want to take back or distribute, it'll all be available online within the next 1 to 2 days. I would like to recognize some special guests tonight. Some have made it, some are either on their way or may not actually be able to make it tonight. Senator Rodney Tom of the 40th District was planning to be here. I heard he just ran a marathon and might be horizontal somewhere.
He ran the Marine Corps Marathon in Philadelphia, maybe horizontal.
That's probably a good thing, but I expect that we'll brief him on the details. I see Director Steve Sundquist of the Seattle School District is here, and I thank you for coming. Director Martin Morris, Harry and Martin Morris, who was also going to be in attendance. But they have a busy schedule in Seattle. There's a lot of things going on. So I really want to thank you and any other people that I didn't actually see and didn't get a chance to mention for your commitment to the education of our kids. Your decisions touch thousands of students. I'm out of hundreds, I'm into thousands, and it touches them on a daily basis, the teachers, the students. It's really, having you in attendance and to hear what we have to say and hear what other people, what their questions and concerns are, really, it means a lot to us. It speaks a lot about your dedication. So I'm pleased to turn the podium over to our first speaker. No, I'm not yet. Sorry. I need a warm-up. And every warm-up should start with a math problem. So the joke was bad. The math problem could potentially be even worse. So this is extracted from CMP, Connected Math Program, 6th grade. And they have a unit project where you're supposed to determine a special number. I'll read this to you. At the beginning of this unit, you chose a special number and wrote several things about it in your journal. As you worked through the investigations, you used the concepts you learned to write new things about your number. Now it is time for you to show off your special number. Write a story. Compose a poem. Make a poster. Or find some other way to highlight your number. I think this speaks for itself. This is the program that's in use in about 80% of our middle schools in Washington State. On that note, I would like to turn the podium over to Professor Cliff Nass. And in addition to being a supporter of sound mathematics, he's also a professor of atmospheric science here at the University of Washington, and he occasionally predicts the weather and does a fine job of it. Cliff?
Okay, thank you.